that two Kenyan teams have made it to the semi-finals. One Tanzanian team has made it to the semi-finals. And there'll be another chance here to see who else is going to be going into the semi-finals, as AFC Leopards of Kenya will be playing another big club in Tanzania, Simba Sports Club in Tanzania. Arguably one of the bigger matches in this tournament from the draws. Simba fourth on the log at the moment in the Tanzanian league with 14 games played. They've won 10 and drawn 3. The Leopards with the Kenyan league not having gone too far, are in the 9th position. Those are the statistics with which they come into this match today. The expectation is of a very difficult game here for the two sides. Leopards, of course, a former league champion in Kenya. Simba, of course, a former league champion in a league champion in Tanzania, which has got some very big names, including Aish Manula, Pascal Serge Juawa, Emmanuel Okwi as well. You're talking about the best of East African players on the side. Manula will be in goal for the side. They also have Medi Kagere, who previously played for Kenya's Gor Mahia and who's a prolific scorer here. So Koulibaly, Sejwawa, Moro and Juma will be at the back there, and then Chama, Dilunga and Kude will be holding fort in the midfield. Emmanuel Okwi, Kisimbo and Aruna Nionzima will be up at the front with a very good started team. That is the Tanzanian side. They didn't fare well in the 2018 edition. They were drew with Kariobangi Sharks 0-0, and then they were beaten 3-2 on penalties. And that's the way they went home. They're trying to make it better. One match that you lose sends you home. One match that you win sends you into the semi-finals. The second match sends you into the finals if you win it. You obviously will remember the frame of Pascal Serge Juawa in this club. The center referee for this match is Godfrey Kahananga from Malawi. Yep. Kahananga, the teacher of English in a secondary school. Second assistant is Clemens Kanduku, who is a policeman in the administration police. And the second assistant is Joseph Nyauti, also of Malawi, a teacher of agriculture in the primary school. The reserve referee is Jonesia Rukia of Tanzania, who's a business lady. And the matchcom is Cyprian Kiyava from Tanzania. The Leopards have also put in a very good team. They have their newest import in the club, the goalkeeper, Daishibie. And Maingi, Kamura, Odura and Kipiegon will be holding fort at the back there. And then Brian Marita, Edward Seda and Eugene Mukangula will be in the midfield. Tatu and Odenyi will be out at the front. That's the way the Leopard side is going to be organizing themselves. They've got Wayeka Tutawe, I beg your pardon, Tutawe on that side. But the expectation is that the Simba Sports Club side will be doing the club owners back here. That's the coach, Patrick Olsen. The expectation of the home fans is they will wipe off the embarrassment of having been beaten 5-0, or was it 5-1? At the hands of Vita, by probably taking a win here away from a Kenyan club. Marco Vasiljevic is the coach on the Tanzanian side. There's an interesting story about how he became coach. He arrived on the Leopard side with his senior coming in as an assistant, but then his senior decamped almost immediately and went and took up another job in South Africa, leaving Vasily Sevic to become now the head coach. First he was acting, and later on he was now heading it. But the stadium has almost turned red as Wekundu of Simbazi have been joined by the other branches as well of the same Wekundu. Just means the reds, referring to the color with which the Simba Sports Club side plays. as Simba starts off the game in the final quarter-final match of the Sport Pesa Cup 2019. Sergio Awa is in defense for the Simba side. You do know him for his mercurial way in which he plays in defense and his work rate as well. This is going to be out for a throw-in for the AFC Leopard side. And it's set up losing possession here. It will be picked up by Sana Koulibaly of the Simba Sports side, but they've equally lost possession. This is out for a throw-in. For the AFC Leopard side. The Leopards usually do like coming out for pre-season training more often than not in Tanzania. They've probably played Simba before in pre-season preparation. But now in competitive soccer, of course, things change a lot. Sergio Awa sends it up at the front. It's a goalkeeper of the FC Leopard side, Jara Sadira, who's continued to play. Eliza Konduro as well, the Ghanaian import who occasionally exerts himself just a little bit too much in the game, but who on a good day can have a very good game as well, very, very solid in defense. If it wasn't for his excesses, you would even give him descriptions like prolific. It's just that sometimes he goes overboard, and his demeanor sometimes tells you that he doesn't want to listen to authority. That's just me thinking from some of the matches that we have seen. The Leopards pick up a loose ball here, and they are in the box. A curve from the left foot from Eugene Kagula. Not very spirited, but still enough to trouble anyone. He simply just pushed it towards the goal area and tried to come it towards the net. It's going to be a throw-in for the Simba Sports Club. Who are still trying to read the game in all the calmness that it comes with, trying to find out exactly what they were doing. Dilunga sends it up to the left side. All the intelligence with which they left that one so that they're not in the offside position shows you that they know what they're doing up front. Leopards will be relying on Wivoni Souza as well to push the balls forward. As Isaac Kibiegon plays it back to his last man. Kibiegon, the latest inclusion in the FC Leopard side. So the dust has not yet settled on the fact that Gormaya, the defending champions, have been eliminated on the first game on penalty shootouts, aggregate 5-4. The second most successful club in Kenyan football. That's AFC Leopards already on the field. But a big game this one as well, Jacob.
Well, it's a big game, and judging by what happened in the first game, football is no respecter for titles or for anything. It's the 90 minutes that count in the game of football. Simba Sports Club starts at clear favorites in this one. However, AFC Leopards also, they have the capacity and they have the pedigree to change all this.
Well, Hassan Dilunga is making sure that they don't get onto that ball at the moment, even as they send it off to the left side. And they've just been experimenting with the passing, looking for the formations as well and trying to see where they can permeate. On the final third is where it has let them down. Now maybe they might have better luck. There's about 4 players up at the front, but they are all trying to avoid the offside trap, and so they all move in different directions. This is going to be a foul here, committed by Lamin Moro. Yeah, he just made sure that there was no through way for Tutawe Wayeka. Diego Duro gets to be part of the action from the behind, and he will get a throw in as well for his travels. What do you make of this one, Jacob?
Well, it's very early in the game. The young Leopards coach here has paraded a squad that is capable of eliminating the mighty Simba, Wekundu wa Msimbazi. However, it will depend on how they exert themselves. It's very early in the game to be able to say one team has taken control. It's still a 50-50 kind of affair in the initial stages of this game.
Well, this has a foul, has been adjudged a foul on Kipyegon. He had already released the ball. And a verbal caution then to the offender. Duro was trying to punch the ball forward.
I didn't understand.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't understand what he was trying to do from that set piece.
There's a lot of singing and dancing on the side from the younger fans, from the Simba fans who are here then to support their team. Another club of the Tanzanian side was bundled out of the tournament in the first day by a younger side again, but which has very good experience recently, the Kariobangi Sharks side. And now Bao FC as well has eliminated the defending champions. So is a knockout tournament. Usually very difficult to be able to calculate, and a slight mistake sends you off. A slight mistake sends you home.
I just met with Hassan Oktai, the Gor Mahia coach, saying that he was trying to ask the linesman how a rebound can be an offside from the first goal that Gor Mahia scored and they were disallowed. I said that was the only word that he tried to ask, and the linesman just said that he's going to send him off, and that is exactly what happened.
Well, we are lucky we are not there as well, Jacob, because we also asked how that could have been offside. We could have been sent off as well. Because it was coming from a rebound from the goalkeeper, honestly. This has been adjudged to be offside. Again, very marginal from where it's being taken. The game has ended in the Gor Mahia side, and they have been bundled out, but still questions will be on how some of the decisions were made, especially by the first assistant referee, Gustave Baguma from Burundi, on the offside. It's going to be a foul that will be for the Simba Sports Club side. What do you think the expectation out there is for Simba Sports Club, Jacob? You've been here before on derbies. You've played this team before as a coach. You've also watched the derby between Simba and Yanga here, and you know just how high octane that can be. What are the Reds saying about their team today?
Well, they expect nothing but a clear win from this game, and the arch rivals eliminated yesterday by Sharks and Gor Mahia out of the tournament. They remain as the top favorites in terms of superiority, but football is a game that is won on the pitch of play, so all that is history and all that is wishes from the Red supporters. Everything is what happens on this pitch in 90 minutes.
Well, Simba in red, and they are pushing, trying to get an early goal here. If you're adept in your Swahili, then you know Simba is the lion, and Leopards is the, well, it's Chewy.
Leopard is a leopard.
Yes, so the lion is taking on the leopard. Let's put it there way. The leopard is taking on the lion today for superiority. Big run that has been cut off for a corner by Kamura Robinson.
Good piece of defending from Kamura.
But yes, he was really put on the run here. Had to come from deep to try and stop this one. It's good that he gets only the ball. Then he forces Rashid Juma to go back to his line where he came from, as the corner is being taken. Very deep carve here by Simba, trying to get a chance to go for a shot towards goal. They opt to try and start from behind. There's a man on the ground, but Serge Joawa will be pushing the ball in. The Leopards are hoping for some fair play, but that works better when you send the ball out yourselves to be able to get that advantage.
Well, it's Mr. Oduro, who is writhing in pain. The central back for the FC Leopards. I don't know if he was stepped on by the Simba player here.
The seems to be in a lot of pain. That's what we must say, in a lot of pain. The stretcher has been called for. Simba never gets back. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Baba la Baba, it says. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, they are the father of the fathers. Simba Club, founded in 1936. They are 19 times Tanzanian League champions, including 2017 and 2018. And then they are 13 times Tanzanian Cup winners, 5 times Tusker Cup winners, and 6 times Kafa Cup winners. That is a massively big kind of record that they are bringing in here. 3 times Kompela Mapinduzi, I beg your pardon, Cup. And then you saw there, they're also saying that they are also AKA Ndondi FC.
No, they are tainting Yanga.
Yeah.
That they are calling them Ndondi FC.
Why? Because of
yesterday's incident in the stadium where Yanga played Kariobangi Sharks.
Oh, because of the melee that was there yesterday.
Yes, so
you've got to compliment Simba FC for their 8 appearances at the Cup of Champion Clubs and 5 appearances at CAF Confederations Cup and 3 times Cup Winners' Cup. So they drew 0-0 with Tusker in 2017, and then they beat Tusker 4-2 and drew 0-0 with FC in the semis and lost 4-2. So they are a team that has got a lot of experience here in the Sport Pesa Super Cup, and they would not want to remember what happened in 2018. It wasn't very nice for them. It was a little bit of a disaster where they were held to a 0-0 draw by Kariobangi Sharks, and then they lost on penalties and exited the tournament. So they want to make amends with this year's tournament, you would hope. But they've got a Kenyan club, AFC Leopards, to contend with. Another multiple Premier League winner. Well, this has been given to the Simba FC side. Kangula seems to be the man who's being penalized for it. FC Leopards have won the Premier League 13 times, the President's Cup 9 times. Got 22 national total in terms of major owners. And also won the Sekafa Club Championships 5 times. So it's a big matchup by the time the two sides are taking onto the pitch to be able to get the better of each other. Hassan Dilunga tried to move forward, but his pass just went as far as the goalkeeper is, and didn't do anything more than that. It's looking like a match that has settled just too early, Jacob.
no, it's a match that they are still sizing each other, because when you look at the organization on both sides, it's clear that Leopards had enough men.
Well, here's a big run and a cross that leaves Okwi unattended to. He punches it out into the net. They don't clear it, and Okwi opens the scores for Simba. Calmly turning in the box and pumping it through, much to the delight of the home fans here. And Okwi himself, of course, will be appreciating the fact that the cross came from the right side. You must marvel at the calmness with which it was done. The cross comes from Dilunga, who's been bringing the crosses, but look at Okwi, totally unmarked. He knows that there are men there. He wants to be stylish. By the time the 3 defenders are converging in there, Okwi has turned and can pump the ball, courtesy of a deflection into the net.
Well, I can't believe actually Okwi made a 360-turn degree in front of that AFC Leopards goal, and then he scored from that deflection from off the defender. What a way for Simba to go ahead in this game.
Well, scoreline changes at the National Stadium in Dar es Salaam. It's Simba 1, and AFC Leopards 0. Courtesy of Emmanuel Okwi in the 14th minute. As Leopards will start to try and build up from the right side. There's very tough marking as well coming on that side. This is headed out by Pascal Serge Wewer. Celebration is already out on the other side, Dave.
I tell you, the fans here, they love their team so much that one has removed his jersey just to cheer for that goal.
going to be a corner for the Leopards. Left foot in swinger. Headed out by the very hard-working Hassan Dilunga. But the Leopards are playing a very high line, so they pick it up just before it crosses the middle. Isuza will push it back. Oduro is trying to set up the left wing of Geoffrey Odenyi. It's just a little bit too much. He's got too much weight. It goes off the field of play. It's going to be a goal kick that will be given to the Simba Sports Club. This is Dilunga. But I tell you, it's fun at this moment when your team is leading, isn't it, Jacob?
Well, it's big fun, and Simba just beaten by Vita in the Champions League. They were beaten 5-0 by Vita from DRC. Now they have forgotten that they are back here. They are trying to get new focus in this game.
So again, back into the midfield, and a battle is going to be there in the midfield. You notice that the Leopards are really concentrated in the midfield. There's just too many of them in the midfield, while the Simba side are trying to open the flanks more often than not. Here is another one that is intended to work exactly for that. And an attempt to force a way in to the box is thwarted. Very big marking coming off Lamin Moro. He's got a very big stature as well. You wouldn't beat him on the aerial balls. It's better off when the ball is on the ground. With the Leopards coming out on the right side, that will be a foul, obviously, for Leopards. I think Rashid Chuma knew very well that if Brian Marita gets past him, it's going to be a different story altogether. And at about now, you don't want a different story, do you?
Well, the first yellow card of the game here.
Yeah, it's Rashid Juma. Was very deliberate. Sometimes players make it look like they were just in the motion, and that you know, something just impeded in their way. But look at where Rashid Juma is going. He doesn't get the ball. He gets the legs of Brian Marita. This is going to be a free kick for the Leopards.
Eugene Mukangula to bring it into the box.
Well, he's better placed. He's a natural left-footed player. He'll swing it in from the left side. It's actually the right side of the attack, but he'll use his left there. And so it will swing inwards. Try to make it difficult, but Serge Wawa pushes it out. Oduro does well to change his mind from getting the ball to his goalkeeper. Again, rounding off his marker, but he puts Geoffrey into a very difficult situation. And with a very hard-working Pascal Serge Wawa, there's absolutely no way that was going to get to him. And Wawa was trying to get up through ball. You could have seen that slicing through the air, Jacob. Trying to get forward. It's a similar attempt by Mukangula, but not working out for him, does it, Jacob?
I think Leopards have not settled down in terms of attack. Their channels of attack, they're trying to look for Marita up front. They've not been able to give a good feed to their new striker here. And I think that is giving them a hell of problems in terms of attacking options.
It's another attempt to come in from the right side, looking for a chance to shoot. But the ball is left behind. Can the Leopards string a surprise here? This is Geoffrey. Odenyi decides to change the wing. Picked up nicely then by Tutawe, and then Dilunga will send it out of the field of play. The Simba club managed to get past the defenders. It's Okwi again, but he pushes the ball just a little bit too far. The goalkeeper comes out on time. Now Okwi does not score in this easier chance, but he scored in the harder chance that he got much earlier on, Jacob.
Well, you have to look at the goalkeeper, Adira. He came out of his line, he tried to attack, then he made a very good retreat, then he knew where to attack.
Again, Dilunga, but I think he's been caught on the offside trap here. going to be a free kick. Interesting the way Simba are just, you know, basically strolling into that side every time. They've got this man to complement for every move. He's making the runs on the right flank all the time, and he's absolutely making sure that he's got the chance to rove and bring the crosses as well. I'm talking about the man in jersey number 24, Hassan Dilunga. It could just turn out to be the destroyer in chief here. Jaffrey plays it all the way back to the defense. Goalkeeper Adira Jairas trying to enjoy himself. The scoreline is 1-0 in favor of the Simba Sports Club side. A goal by Emmanuel Okwi. In the 14th minute of the game. Out on the left side. This is to Oduro Isaac. The one thing that Oduro has got is some self-belief, but
well, I would think that is overconfident, Bernard, and then he ends up just giving the ball away for a throw into Simba. It's a cheap way of losing possession for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you as well. Isuza is brought down by Jonas Mkude. Referee says cut off all those unnecessary fouls there. Mkude simply put his foot in the way of Wivon Isuza. Passes it out to the right side. And the cross is a very big one, with an attempt to head it out on the right side of defense. This is Jaffrey. Usually roves on the flanks. Manages to bring it across. That's very good clearance from Rashid Juma. Okwi again out on the flanks. Okwi just chips it out. I think he was trying to get both the net, trying to chip the goalkeeper and trying to make sure that if there is any other mistake, then it might come out for a rebound. From where he takes it, he knew that he's left the other striker behind. That wasn't intended for him at all. It was to chip the goalkeeper outright, Jacob, wasn't it?
I think he was going for goal, Mr. Okwi, in a very tight position.
Good start, you would say, for the Simba assist side in the way they are playing. Although they have the lesser of the ball percentage possession in the last 5 minutes at 46, they've made it count for themselves.
Well, Leopards with a very good opportunity here in front of goal.
They need to get it into a shooting position. Sergio Ewe intercepts it. It's going to be a foul that will be given to the Leopards again. Yep. Players will always feign innocence, and in this instance it's Hassan Dilunga who was trying to tell the referee that he didn't do anything. But you and I see exactly what he did. Put his foot out there and make sure that he's bumping it totally on Edward Seda. It's going to be a free kick. It's not exactly the closest place from which you can do a lot with the set piece, Jacob. But depending on how you organize it, it could bring you closer, couldn't it?
Well, it's not bad distance, but you need a very good kicker. We have had Kamura, the man on the ball, the captain of Leopard side, score some goals from such distance. We'll see what he can be able to do to Aish Manula in that Simba goal.
No doubt about it. Oduro is going to try to pump it past it. Actually, maybe no. Kamura will actually take it. Yes, he will. And he's scored from that range before as well. The captain of the Leopard side knows how to weight it, but that will not beat Aish Manula. He's got the experience. He knows once he arranges his ball very nicely, and there's nowhere else that is going. They try to go for a fast break here. Okwi playing deeper. Oh, Simba with the intention of going through the left side, but they left the ball behind. Well, now they have it again. A 3-on-3 situation for Simba with space on the left side. This is pumped in front of the strikers. They can't get to it.
The clear intention is there, but Adira's doing well again to come off his line.
sent off the field of play. All the way onto the other side. Vasiljevic thinks that now it's time for him to get on his feet and give some instructions to the side. Good ball down on the left side. A left foot cross that comes off Kipyegon Isaac. Can they make it count? The shot is not good enough. It's going to be a foul.
It's a handball, actually.
It's a handball, is it?
Yes, because the ball came off Simba defender to hit Marita. Well, there it is again.
It still begs the question, was the hand in a natural position? Was there an intention, Jacob, to handle the ball?
The referee was just there in front of the incident.
You're saying we should ask the referee. Yeah, that's what happens. And as long as that rule needs to be clarified to everybody else so that the decisions can be made right. Send it out for a throw-in. 26 minutes that you have played. You're playing the 27th minute. Leopards still trying to find a way of getting in through. The Simba side have already permeated the defense through the center. And they're getting the crosses coming in from the right side. What about the Leopards then? Where are they going to be able to come in through? Buffon is fouled by the opposite number 20, Mkude. Souza again. As a midfielder, we've only Souza has previously also been scoring goals, so very well favored to play in that position. That shot could not trouble Aish Manula at all. Will pick it up. Simba is the one who's trying to get past him. Souza trying to make the wing work. They've not had fortune getting away from that wing. Here is this man called Tutawe Wayeka. And then he sets it up nicely, but the shot is not taken on time. Souza. And finally the shot, but a very meek one coming off the feet of Seda Edward. He usually takes harder shots, but this man called Wayeka Tutawe seriously had done all the job, Jacob. And it was just a question of who was going to take the responsibility of firing the shot.
Leopards taking too much time to fire home that ball, because after the first incident there, that is where they should have taken the shot, but they wasted a lot of time to make Simba recover.
Well, Aish Manula will start it for his side, right into the midfield, where Klatos Chama then brings it back into the center. Pascal Wawa. And this is Mendek Simbo. Wawa again. Winning every single ball that he challenges for is one of those qualities that you'll have to assign to Pascal Wawa. That's another one of them.
Well, Pascal, is this a man that was playing for Azam previously?
Yes.
Now he's come to settle down at Simba, and he's a man controlling that back four with a lot of authority. He brings in massive experience on the side.
Nice dummy that he has on that ball as well. Will be offside. It looked like a through ball. We'll have to look at it again to find out just where it became well, marginally offside, then you can argue from that point. Even as the Leopards then try to bring in the cross from the right side. Lamin Moro makes sure that he sends it off the field of play for a corner. It's going to be for the Leopards. left-footed swinger, and they've put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in the box. It swings on the outside. They're headed back, looking for a chance at a touch here, past the defender, but also not taking target. Was a good turn there, but just not the accurate shot that you would have expected.
Well, a very hard-working Wayeka Tutawe, the new man on that Leopard side.
Serge Pascal sends it forward. And a good ball down on the right side for Simba. Pushed directly towards the goalkeeper. The intention was to try and get it to the strikers up front. Oh, well, Leopards just wasting that ball, Marita Bryan. Not giving it accurately to Ivoni Souza. They're arguing about where the ball should have been going. Now, this is that swinger again, Jacob. I don't know why.
Sada did well.
He did.
Yeah,
I think it was a very acute angle.
Wayeka Tutawe, but look at how challenged he was by 2 players. It was a 2 against 1 situation. Difficult for him to turn and make a goal.
Very, very tight angle. Probably the only chance where the Leopards have come close to firing. But you're playing 31 minutes, Jacob. What do you make of it?
Well, in terms of play, I think Simba has controlled most of it here. It's just that Leopards have come so close, they didn't pull the trigger early enough. They should have made an equalizer in that one. But a very impressive man in this Wayeka Tutawe. At least you can see something in terms of forward movement from him being caught in an offside position.
They usually say that in Africa you can know where someone comes from by their name, but I can tell you this one has thrown me totally off balance, Jacob. I'm not exactly sure where the Leopards got him from. Wayeka Tutawe. Well, you'll often find everything when there is international matches, because all the records will be put there. Here is a chance now for the Leopards. Well, to try and settle and go for a shot, and they did it. It's a big run up at the front, with Kamura then coming in between the forwards of the Simba side. This is Jaffrey now. Oh, he's pushed off the ball, manages to get the free kick to his advantage. Quickly taken by the Leopards. Kipiego Isaac was very fast. This shot is not going to have any effect here on the scoreline. But probably the best that the Leopards have tried so far, with Lukangula just taking a chance from a distance and try to test the goalkeeper.
He has good power. Just could have played it a little bit lower, but good power from Lukangula. Good try.
It's going to be a foul. Emmanuel Okwi has just been adjudged to have fouled Isaac Kipiego, who's been pushed off the ball. It's going to be a free kick to the AFC Leopards. The Kenyan side not doing very well at the moment in the SportPesa Premier League in Kenya. You saw it from the statistics as well, from their 9th position.
Well, they played 8 games, have won 2, have drawn 4 times. They have lost twice. They have scored 8 goals against 9. That is a -1, and they have 10 points. Not the kind of results you expect for a big team like Leopards, who right now have the better possession, 62% of it. But mostly is in their own half. It's not helping them in terms of going up front.
So that leaves them in what position? The 9th position?
9th position, yes.
Yeah, not very comfortable and not where they're used to being. But we do know that some of the big clubs, especially the Leopards, Gor Mahia, have always worked their way from down there every time. But can the Leopards work themselves from the 1-goal deficit at the moment into trying to come back into the game? It's gone into a little bit of a lull, Jacob. It's not working, as explosive for the Simba side as well. Save for that one. This was Okwi, who turned and then noticed where he was going to hit the ball from. It's a deflection that actually sends the ball into the net. Otherwise, he would look like he had already been boxed out of it and that he was going to shoot towards the outside. But he made it 1-0 in the 14th minute of the game. And that's what we're still counting up to now. but it needs to open up, doesn't it, Jacob? The game itself.
I tell you, it's a very highly technical, tactical game, and when you look at what Simba are doing, they are trying to open Leopards through the flanks. Leopards have not had a clear way on how they want to attack in this game.
Oh, they're again trying to come in through the flanks. So the corner very easily given out. Haruna Niyonzima, with all the experience that he's got as well, was in the very good position. They've taken a very quick one. The Leopards are coming out to make sure that they leave them in the offside position. 4 corners that we're counting totally in this game, 2 apiece, and complete switch play intended. Oh, Jaffrey is panicking. He doesn't know whether to hit the ball forward. He's not in his traditional position. The coach, of course, knows that that confusion was going on in Jaffrey's mind, and so he sends the ball off the field of play for a throw-in that is going to be for the Simba Sports Club side. Platos Chama. Then back into the midfield, looking for Jonas Mkude and then Pascal Serge Wewe. This is a good one up at the front. Will be needing support here from Tutawe. Wayeka. Then the through ball that Brian Marita has asked for comes in, but then he leaves it, and he had asked for it, Jacob. Well,
disappointing in terms of how Leopards are trying to attack, because it's not clear really what they want to do going forward. Okay, just say for Wayeka Tutawe, but who does not get enough support? He needs somebody to play off him.
Unfortunately, that did not work for the Leopards as well.
Oh, that should be a foul on Kamura for sure. And that is happening in front of the referee.
This is Simba again to Emmanuel Okwi, who's onside. Across. Ooh! Almost getting off the hands of Jairus Adira. You would have been expecting that Adira would leave it to go right onto the other side, but sometimes when you leave it and it finds another person who connects onto it, then you're in deeper trouble. Simba totally controlling this game, in my opinion, Jacob, with Haruna Niyonzima coming in to help out on the right side. And Sana Koulibaly also getting involved in it. Kude Jonas looking for where to pump it through. Tries to open it up, but too acute. And again, causing Jaffrey Odeni a lot of problems. Just a little lifter, but it is given from the right side. It's going to be a throw-in for Simba Sports Club. Jeffrey is trying to pick this one up. It ends up with Pascal Wawa, plays it back to his goalkeeper Aish Manula. And they started off on the left side. Well, the game is looking for a little bit of a sense of adventure, Jacob, for any of the players on the 2 sides to take the adventure and go on a solo run if they can. Okwi pushed off the ball by Oduro here. He's claiming that there was a push. We saw it as well in front of the assistant, but then he doesn't get the foul. It's a better delivery now from the Simba Sports side, looking for a through ball that was intended for Hunlende Kisimbo.
Well, it's frustrating that Leopards are winning the balls. They are not even able to stay with the ball for around 1 minute.
Again out on the right side, with Okwi bringing in another crosser. His turning provider. And Kisimbo will ask himself why again he didn't get to this one. It's not the first time that the balls have gotten to him. He places himself correctly, but even this one he didn't touch. He just wanted to graze it with his header. The captain of the side does well to bring in the crosses. Look at that for tact as well. Okwi getting away from his marker in style. Jaffrey is wanting to get onto possession. They've got the numbers now, the Leopards. That is not going to go through that defense without the help of anybody else running behind the strikers. But Kamura will pick it up again for the Leopards to start the build-up from the right side. Souza is playing more as a holding midfielder, not attacking that much. And now a chance for a run towards the goal area, looking for a pass. This will be offside. Tutaya was going to come out of the other side of it. Went in just a little bit too early. Could have just stayed back to let the attack continue from there. That has been ruled offside, very, very correctly so. And denies them the chance to go further forward. 40th minute of the game. Scoreline 1-0 in favour of the Simba Sports Club. This is Emmanuel Okwi, released again. Goalkeeper then just waylays him. Can't get onto that ball because Jairus Zadira makes it look like he's going to play it with his foot and then waits for it to come into his box to pick it up. Zeda playing it to Kipiego and Isaac. Oh, Isaac with a woeful kind of pass. He's blaming his other strikers in the his other players in the midfield of not being too close to be able to get the ball. And how is that for ball control there? That's lovely skill, isn't it, Jacob?
Beautiful, beautiful. And what the ball starts are now, ball possession.
This has been adjudged to be a foul. Simba on top of this game. So much so that Aruna Diozima is caught in between the challenge of Owiti and Kipiego. And that is a foul. Aruna could have been doing two things. He could have been jumping out of the trouble, but he also could have been forced into that jump because of the trouble. There's a double challenge on him there. A through ball intended for Hassan Dilunga. Cut out for a throw-in. Exactly sure what Marko Vasilicevic is thinking about at about this time. It's only 1-0, but then again, it's looking like the Simba Sports side is running with everything: the possession, the ball control. They're running with, stringing of the passes, and they seem to be keeping it to themselves.
Well, it's disappointing that when Leopards get the ball, we don't see exactly what's their plan.
Well, here is a chance for a shot there, and they waited for too long, but Okwi then punches it, but into the hands of the goalkeeper. Set up for him.
And he loses possession again so easily on a counter-attack. He gives the ball back to Simba. And this is where Leopards are getting it wrong. They have the ball, they don't want to possess, they don't want to keep the ball. They are literally defending in all the time.
I can understand your frustration, coach, when it happens that way. We were obviously looking at the shot that Okwi was making towards the goalkeeper second time round, but the coach, Jacob Bula, is concerned about how the Leopards are playing and losing very easy balls. And now even with the fatigue creeping in, of course, there's going to be all these injuries that will also weigh you down. Jeffrey Owiti, who's had to run back into the left-back position most of the time, he's also running out of steam. And now that touch sends him down. And the injury obviously will bog him down as play continues. There it is again. Looked like he had a very hard challenge coming from Lamine Moro. This is Okwi. What do you make of that turn?
Well, I don't believe Okwi made actually that turn. From there, he went through 360 degrees and then able also to score. Look at that, it was around 4 against 1 red shot, and he managed to make a goal out of it.
They had converged on him, but they didn't close him down. And even the deflection is what sent the ball into the net. Quickly taken, good turn to try and get support from behind. Seda playing it with Tutawe. Geoffrey Owiti, Kipiegon trying to look for a return ball. Manages to sneak away with it with a good cross, looking for anyone to go and fire the shot. And Tutawe was up on the front, and the rest were too far behind the ball, so they don't go for it. We've played the 55th minute. We're playing 1 minute of added time. Jacob Okwi again, but he's got too much energy coming onto that ball, and he sends it so far out. But it seemed like he had already gotten past the defenders.
Well, too big a ball from Okwi. He was set up very well on that right side, because that is what Simba is doing all the time. They are opening through the flanks and trying to look for a cross there.
So what do you make of this first half, Jacob? Even as the Leopards again almost get a chance to go forward.
Well, it belongs to Simba. They've been more organized. Leopards are just on the defensive, and when they win possession, it's so frustrating that they can't even keep the ball for 1 minute. And you cannot see a clear way what they want to do in terms of ball possession.
So that seems to be very frustrating then. Even as we come to the halftime marker, again the Leopards must come with a very clear strategy of how they want to go forward. They've managed to try and bring in the crosses, but the striking is not very well strung up. For the Simba Sports Club side, they'll look at the number of crosses that Okwi has brought, the number of chances that Okwi has got as well, and they will think there should be at least 2 goals up, at least 3 goals up by now. As it is at the moment from the National Stadium in Dar es Salaam, it's Simba 1 and AFC Leopards 0 at halftime of the last quarter-final of the 3rd edition of the SportPesa Super Cup.
Oh my God! Oh, congratulations!
Dude, how are you doing? Thank you, man. Look, she's beautiful, isn't she? Yeah, she's amazing. She's amazing. It was good. Thank you.
This situation inakuanga ngumu, eh?
No, imagine tuko set. NHIF imesort kila kitu. Kutoka prenatal, maternity, hata clinic next week iko sorted.
So uko sawa.
But you know, diapers bado ni expensive.
Have it.
You can now relax. NHIF covers all maternity costs from prenatal to postnatal care. NHIF, niko set.
Top on Channel 1.
Mimi ndio group leader wenu na nyinyi hapa mnanirusha nje. Idea ya group ni that sisi wote tunawaka pamoja. Si mtu mmoja anajifanya that anajua kila kitu.
I have Elisa. I've had her this whole time.
No, Bruno.
She's in one of Mr. Fabule's cabins. And I have the keys.
It's not an easy road when you choose Rastafari way.
Na vile nilianza kucheza reggae nilifeel sasa niko home kabisa.
Life was so nice, you just had to see Nairobi.
Only on KBC Channel 1. Next on.
An elephant goes on a rampage, forcing the evacuation of an entire village.
The first we knew of it was 5 gunshots on our boundary.
When a helicopter fails to corral the elephant, hard decisions need to be made.
We only had 2 options, which was get it through the fence or destroy it.
Back at home, Old Pedge's famous blind elephant is causing problems.
But he's just got so tame and so used to people that he's just wreaking havoc in and around the camp.
And moving elephants was never like this. Generous supporters give Old Pedge the right tool at the right time. It's just another busy week in the life of a Kenyan game reserve.
Next on.
Ingia ndani upate more info kutoka kwa alafu be careful. Your dem ni pro.
It's okay, Saka. I got this. Wow.
Will you have some with me?
Oh no, Malak, I can't. I have to go deal with that bad guy.
Are you going to hurt him?
How much are you being paid? We pay him well enough. Mama, you want to raise his salary?
If I really need water,
the only thing you're gonna drink are your tears.
Uncle Kama, you're old.
Me not old.
Yes, you are, because I am a baby and I ran faster than you.
The DNA results are not yet out. So technically, Joel is and will be my biological father.
The results are already out, but you didn't know, did you?
Next on.
I have Elise. I've had her this whole time.
No, Bruno.
She's in one of Mr. Fabule's cabins. And I have the keys. Elisa and I had a relationship.
No! I don't want to hear anymore. I don't want to. I don't want to. No, for the love of God, please stop. Let's go back home.
Don't ask me that, please, Cecilia.
Stop. Stop
You're
the
staying
car.
here
No,
with
let
me
go.
until the
Let
end,
me out.
Cecilia. Elisa! Elisa!
There's nobody here, Bruno. Elisa's not here.
Directly from Okwi to Adira Chairas. But you have to marvel at Simba. All the time they go through the flanks, then they center the ball, and when they have an opportunity, they take a shot and goal. Well, if Patrick Ozims, the coach on the Simba side, has to make any changes, he has Nicholas Kian, Muroshed Sheuko, Shiza Kichuya, Mohamed Hussein, and then Mehdi Kagere. They call him MK14 here, and then James Koteye. That is the luxury that Simba has on that bench. And if the young coach Marco has to make changes on the Leopard side, Azizo Kaka can be relying on. Dennis Shikati, if you want to attack from the flank or bring him in a fullback position. Salim Abdallah, in case of any problem in central defense, is there. Then they have Rwandese international Eric Dashimie if they need to look at the goalkeeping department. Moses Mburu will be called upon in case they need any substitution in terms of fullbacks. So those are the men that both sides are relying on in the second half if any coach will go for changes.
That's a fantastic goal.
Mpira wa adhabu, angalia wakitumia vyema Singida, huenda likawa ni bao lao la kuwafanya waongoze mchezo huu. Cheza mpira bana, cheza mpira nahodha Feli Mulumba.
The third edition of the SportPesa Super Cup kicked off in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, with Kenyan debutants Bandari booking the first semi-final spot with a 1-0 win over Singida United from Tanzania.
Bado Mudavadi tena. Mudavadi. Wachezaji mmoja mgongo katika mpira, inakuwa ni penalty. Inakuwa ni penalty, shuti ya Moses Mudavadi, kijana aliingia vipunde nafasi ya Darius Msaga. Katio goalkeeper Faruk Shikalo yuko chini pale.
Ni kama anatia dua ama kaumia, ni dua hii.
Ni dua tu ile, faraji ya kona amepata tuta na mchezaji Boniface Maganga, huyo mtazamaji unayemwona hapo ndio mpira umemgonga katika mkono.
Kisha baadaye huyu Mudavadi baada ya kuingia, angalia alipiga ya kwanza pasi haikukubali, kisha ya pili alinyosha mkono wake, unaona kile.
Gonga katika mkono.
Na niliona hata kabla Mudavadi hajanyosha mkono kumwambia mwamuzi ni penalti, kuna mwamuzi msaidizi hapa alinyosha kile kibendera chake. Malala atakuwa anajipiga kifua kwamba badiliko ndio lifanya kumleta Mudavadi, amenipa penalti. Gawaje
anza mashindano katika SportPesa michuano mwaka huu. Wadri! William Wadri, bao la kuongoza kwa upande wa Bandari. Ndio bao la kwanza katika michuano hii ya makala ya tatu ya SportPesa Cup. William Wadri.
Wajua mwenzangu, huyu mlandango amekuwa kiliomba sana hili. Imetuchukua dakika 67 na nusu kushuhudia bao la kwanza makala ya tatu ya SportPesa Cup.
Kariobangi Sharks upset Yanga 3-2 to join Bandari in the last four as the Kenyan Premier League sides carried the day.
Haruna. It's like being a champion and then you're in a race that has a pace setter. Doesn't matter if you are holding the medals. You've got to follow the pace and shoot when you can, and Kariobangi Sharks have done exactly that. It's a Simba supporter.
It's not a Kariobangi Sharks supporter, but it's a Simba fan.
Of course, the enemy of your enemy is my friend. So, because the Sharks is playing the enemy of Simba, the Simba fans will be supporting the Sharks.
But look at Harrison Mwendo, he does the donkey work, then Abege puts Abuya all across here, and no chance at all for Klaus Kindiki in that Yanga goal.
But I think we have seen a lot of switch play from Yanga in recent times, because that is their kind of play, and when they are being marked on one side, then they are switching the play to the opposite direction. Well, Sharks again.
Oh, this is perfect for Abege on his left foot, it's in the net! It's a second goal for Kariobangi Sharks, and out of sheer hard work, Abege goes on his weaker foot. This time round, absolutely confirming that he was superior in that attack there. And the Simba fans here will be supporting the Kariobangi Sharks. The Lions and the Sharks united against young Africans. Abege, I think we'll be trying to choreograph a dance here. When you score, you've got the bragging rights. I think the referee is giving them time to celebrate, and this is one, looks like a swing in golf. Now, I'll tell you, in golf, that wouldn't get you very far. But in this instance, he gets the ball to the fans on the other side, Jacob.
Well, look at his finish. That is a mark of a finisher. He controlled on his right, then he picked his spot on the left, and what a goal.
Before the goalkeeper can organize himself, he's gone on the left foot. I told you, goalkeepers calculate. They know you're going to go on the right foot, and so they're going to get into the step. Going on the left foot totally changes the calculation, and again, beats Kindoki. Sometimes do very well in comparison to an older company. This is a blunder that has been committed here. Goalkeeper has been rounded. This one is in the net. And it's this kind of mistakes that the side should not be thinking about. They should be thinking about not making those kinds of mistakes. It's just 4 minutes to the end. And yes, finally in the net.
Well, we're back at Uhuru Stadium, former National Stadium here in Dar es Salaam, where Simba leads AFC Leopards by 1-0. There will be a new champion in the SportsPesa Cup. The defending champions Gor Mahia eliminated earlier on by Mbao, a team that has just come to the Tanzania Premier League, and a team that is famed for beating Simba Sports Club by a solitary goal. So they have made history today by eliminating Gor Mahia in the first round of the SportsPesa Cup. Well, yesterday, 2 Kenyan teams already qualified for the semi-final. Bandari, they started well by beating Singida by a solitary goal. William Wardi, the scorer of a penalty, and then thereafter, another Kenyan side downed the champions of Tanzania, Yanga, by 3-2. A very dramatic game that was played here. But today, Bao has already made history by booking a semi-final place by eliminating the defending champions. Now Simba and AFC Leopards, Simba leading Leopards by 1-0, but this game is far from over because a lot can happen in the game of football. Leopards, I think they will be the first one to make a substitution in this game. Looking at what they have on their bench, they still have Oburu Vincent, who to my thinking might be coming in immediately. If not Oburu, then they will bring in Aziz Okaka. That's just me thinking. But they still have Ochuka Clark on that bench. Well, some of the fans that have come into this stadium to watch their teams, I think that should be a family of the coaches on the Simba side from Belgium. Okwi, the goal scorer in this game, scored a brilliant goal, turning 360 in front of Leopards' goal there. Well, the Ugandan international Okwi has made the difference in this game here. The AFC Leopards side is back here, trying to see what happens. They call him MK14. When he was playing for Gor Mahia, it was simple, it was Medi Kagere. Here, the initials, they've nicknamed him MK14. He has come to Simba, he has done very well since he was signed there, and they made an early substitution, the Simba side, bringing in Medi Kagere. I think they are making a double substitution, the Simba side here. And Lede Kisimbo has paved way for Kagere. And then in jersey 26 again, coming in is Juko Mureshid. So double substitution for the Simba side. Well, my hunch was that Leopards are the one who needed a substitution here, but it looks like Simba want to strengthen their attack and solidify the midfield also. Well, I'll be waiting to see if the young coach on the AFC Leopards side, Marco, will also initiate any changes, because that it is Leopards is chasing this game now. Simba, they don't want to take any chances. They have not tested the SportsPesa Cup in the 3 editions. They were eliminated by Gor Mahia in Nakuru last year. Now they want to make amends. The first edition, they were eliminated by AFC Leopards in the first round. Now here they want to see if they can turn things around. A lot of hope here. That is their head coach, the Belgium Patrick Ozems. Well, ready for the second half of this game. Simba in all red, Leopards with their famous white and blue. And I mean, the commentary both with Bernardo Tieno to take you through the next 45 minutes of this second game.
Well, thank you very much, Jacob. Yes, the Leopards must find a strategy to come with in this second half. Otherwise, the strategy is going to run them down from the Simba Sports Club side. You do remember that the Leopards did not go very far in the last edition of the tournament as well. They were beaten on post-match penalties by Singida United. So they would want to write off that history at the moment. But also they should remember that Simba also didn't do very well because they were eliminated by Karabagi Sharks. Well, they eliminated the Karabagi Sharks on post-match penalties, and then they were going forward, beating Kakamega Homeboys, but they didn't make it any further than that. So they lost to Gor Mahia in the final. So Simba is wounded at the moment, having lost in the final. Simba wants its way at the moment. The Leopards also want their way at the moment. The question is, which cut will then be able to get the better of the other in if it comes to a cut fight? It's already still 1-0 for Simba Sports Club, and it's a very small cushion to sit on. So the Leopard might as well rally itself to try and get back into its hunting grounds and go for a kill if we were to speak in that lingo of the animals in the jungle. The question is, what will they do in the second half? The Simba Sports Club have made substitutions already, and they've brought in Muchi Juko. They've also brought in Medika Gere for Unlenda Kisimbo, who's already gone off the field of play. So they'll be looking for a chance to be able to make anything better for themselves here. This is out on the right side now, and Yusuf Maingi is the one who's playing it. Isuza, in my opinion today, has played very reservedly. I think he's quickly adjusting to another role altogether, maybe as a holding midfielder. He's not playing a lot as an attacking midfielder in the recent AFC Leopards. Isaac Oduro has shown a little bit of composure more than the other players on the field for the Leopards today. Maingi darting down into the midfield, trying to get a through ball in. And a quick interception comes from Lamin Moro. And then they get it out into the midfield. The whistle went there for a foul on the captain, Emmanuel Okwi. You have the push coming from behind, sending Okwi down on the ground. It's going to be a free kick. That will be for Simba. Isaac Oduro is a hard tackling man, so he likes to really engage himself in the game, occasionally causing a lot of trouble. But I wonder what the coach is thinking about at the moment. Some of the reactions coming from the Kenyan side after Gor Mahia's loss will tell a story of a lot of fans in distress, not knowing exactly what has happened. Talking about having a lot of stress at the moment. Okwi, close range, has beaten the defender. This was going to go into the net. Absolutely no two ways about it. He sets up Clotas Chama with an easy push into the net after having waylaid the defenders on the right side. And Simba have another reason to celebrate here. 2 goals to nil. The hard work done by Emmanuel Okwi down on the right side. It came from Aish Manula. And it was very fast as well. That touch, and then going to Okwi down on the right side. And Okwi powering down. He beats the defender by making sure that he brings it back and sets it up for Clotas Chama. What a goal. And what an assist as well from Emmanuel Okwi. And that certainly does take it away from the Leopards again. We've just played 3-4 minutes of the second half. And the scoreline has changed. Simba 2, AFC Leopards 0. Chama, the man who gets it for the Simba Sports Club side. There will be a celebration today at Msimbazi and in all the other branches as well of Wekundu because of this. And they're firmly in control of this game as well, Jacob.
Well, I'll tell you, Bernard, for free, Simba have dominated this game and they have a plan. I don't know why Leopards did not read it. I mean, Simba play a very predictable game. They play in the middle, they open the flanks, and then they bring in the cross, and that's how they've been able to score 2 goals in this game. Leopards, on their part, they've not noticed that, and what are they taking back to Simba? That's a very big disappointment from the way Leopards is playing this game, for sure.
Well, there's still a lot of time in this game, Jacob, so I think it's still it's still a lot of time in a game of this caliber. These are multiple champions as well. They're making a change now, bringing in Oburu Moses, or rather, Oburu Vincent, I beg your pardon. And Wayeka Tutawe. I'm still trying to get my pronunciation right on that name. Tutawe. Has been substituted. Oburu Vincent has taken his place. He's been here before, Vincent. He was, I think, the subject of a little bit of controversy that time with Gorbaya, wasn't he, Jacob? Yes. That was just in the first edition of the tournament, and the question was whose player he was at that time. Kamura Robinson pushes this one off the field of play with the challenge coming from Hassan Dilunga. A quick throw in there. And then Emmanuel Okwi was challenging for it. D'Souza, he's got to push it away from there. There's oh, this is going to be a yellow card for sure. Okwi just exerting himself a little bit too much on D'Souza. D'Souza had already run him into 6s and 8s. And the Simba captain is ignoring the whistle from the referee. Referee says, come to me. But Emmanuel Okwi doesn't come at all. The referee is forced to go to him. That's a show of dissent then. Mr. Godfrey Kananga has just made sure that he has shown the yellow card to Okwi as the rules demand, but that one forcing Vivoni Souza to turn round almost 90 degrees in full flight sometimes can cause a lot of distress as well. And I'm talking about physical pain in terms of that distress. Sent off the field of play, it's going to be a throw-in. This is going to be for the Simba Sports Club side. The new man, Murshid Majid. Juka Murshid came into play a few moments ago. I'll tell you, one man who's been working so hard for this side is Rashid Juma in defense. Sometimes they're the unsung heroes in a club, but they work so hard as well. It goes off the field of play. Very quickly taken by Simba. Controlling this game totally, and even dictating the pace at which it's being played, the Simba side. Very comfortable, very confident in the way they're running the ball. Good take by Rashid Juma. And now he moves in into a position. Okwi has got to fall back. He's not even going for a back. He's not even going for a back heel here. But the defender Oduro almost sending this into his own net. It's Jaros Adira who recovers on time to use his feet. They had already caused the confusion in that goal area. That run and this chip here. Well, Oduro has a touch on it, Jaros Adira has a touch on it as well. And I'll tell you something, Jacob. That recent historical save by the Manchester United coach, goalkeeper rather, has helped a lot of players. A lot of goalkeepers, they are now realizing you can as well go to it with your feet.
Well, they are called De Gea saves. That's what I heard them.
They should just be goalkeeping, you know, you've got the advantage as a goalkeeper to use both. And sometimes the feet will work better in instances. And I think that's what De Gea just proved. And now we've seen a good number of saves as well in this tournament so far, albeit in its fourth game, that have been done using the feet from the goalkeepers. Seda, at one time one of the most promising midfielders in the Kenyan Premier League. This is pushed down onto the side with Kipyegon telling everybody to move in. Oh, and then an easy loss of ball by Geoffrey Odenye on that left side. As Simba now pick it up again, playing it out to the left side. They found Okwi, and you would ordinarily think that he would need support, but he's definitely running Yusuf Maingi down, crosses it back right into the midfield. Nicely picked up for a shot. The shot is not well done.
Oh, the plan is there here by Simba. You can always see what they want to do. Taking the ball all the way to the flanks and then centering it in the face of goal or cutting back to bring in a 45. It has worked the whole afternoon here.
James Kotei certainly didn't calculate it as well as the others had done. And so he occasioned that loss. Even as Clotas Chama was trying to make sure that they try to increase the goal tally here. Pushed onto the left side. Kipiegon is working very hard, Kipiegon. He wants to be a big player as well. He just needs someone to complement him for that. Referee should have played the advantage here because Vivani Souza picks up the ball here. But the whistle goes as Oduro is fouled on the other side. Mike Yusuf. Mehdi Kagere must have been dreaming the prospects of beating Gor Mahia again in the final. He scored for them. Here is Okwi. On his left foot, cuts in! This just spreads itself on the face of goal here. But it's not yet completely out. I think there's a touch from the goalkeeper that sends it off the field of play. From Dilunga, a fingertip touch here is all it takes for Jaira Zadira to deflect the ball out of the field of play. The Simba fans would be wondering why it didn't go in. But this surely is that moment when the expectation of a touch being the best one would have worked. For the Leopards, it's that fingertip touch that has changed everything here. Ionzima Aruna set it up very nicely. That one deflected off by the finger, by just the touch of a finger. Well, something has happened to that corner. It was very quickly taken and very easily, quickly lost as well because there was a foul. It has been given to Jaira Zadira. He's going to take the free kick for the Leopard side. Again, an easy loss by the Leopards. And Simba will say thank you very much as they bring in the cross. Okwi, just sit down. Namura will pick it up then after he got the ball coming from Yusuf Maingi. Too many red stockings. Maingi should know then. Oh, he'll get a yellow card for no reason if he doesn't watch out. He just clamped down on Emmanuel Okwi. He didn't need to do that, Jacob, did he?
No, he didn't need that. I mean...
Have you ever done something that you didn't need to do, Jacob? You know, there are occasional situations where you find yourself doing something you really didn't intend to do. You shouldn't have done it. But you end up still doing it. And you regret later. And you even say very nicely, I regret doing that, you know, very remorsefully. And that's the time you follow what is called intuition. The Swahili people have a very good way of describing it. They say that it's that time when something tells you not to go and something else tells you to go, so you decide to listen to something else. Sounds more interesting in Swahili. Kitu kimoja kiliniambia nisiende, kingine kaniambia niende. Kitu ingine, that kitu ingine is intuition, Jacob. At that moment, Maingi listened to that kitu ingine. This is a foul in the midfield of Brad Marita. It's going to be a free kick for the Leopards. Oh, well. Very good play by this man called Sana Koulibaly in defense for, and Lamin Moro in defense for the Simba Sports Club side. But it's been so well done in the defense, so much so that you haven't even noticed the absence of Pascal Serge Wawa. And it looked like he was the mainstay of that defense. But there are others as well, as they always say. And this time I want to remind you of the Swahili saying about that. Wengine wepo. This is pushed by Jaira Zadira. The Marolo picks it up. Again gets a return ball. Tries to drop it into the box. But it's picked up by the goalkeeper, Jaira Zadira, in the nick of time.
Adira is playing like the last man, actually.
He is the last man.
He has realized that Leopards defense is being beaten by one ball and he's always waiting. Once Simba plays that ball, he's off his line. That's a good piece of goalkeeping.
This time round he picks it in front of Mehdi Kagere, a man he played very many times when Mehdi Kagere was playing for Gor Mahia. And of course, you do know about the big derby in Kenya is usually Gor Mahia and FC Leopards. In Tanzania, it's Simba and Yanga. And each African country, I can tell you for sure, has got a massively big derby, actually all over the world.
Well, Manula has been on holiday this afternoon here. We have not seen very much action from the man.
Especially in the second half, there's nothing that has been coming to him. Almost looking like the Leopards are just trying to keep them away. Melikagere is in the offside. They call him MK14, Melikagere, and the 14, that is jersey number. Been very prolific for the Simba Sports Club side.
Oh, they've brought out, Leopards have made a substitution here. Bringing out Aziz Okaka has come in place of the youngster Marvin.
Well, Aziz has got a touch on this one. The Leopards equalize, or rather put in the goal. Just a quick substitution of Aziz Okaka changes things very quickly here. And Aziz, the first touch of the ball, of course, was just something that hit onto him. But the cutback is the one that goes into the net. The Leopards pull one back. Here it is again. A big ball, Aziz is running. It hits him and deflects onto his side. He cuts in a 45, and the placement gets the better of the defense as well. Quite unexpected, but quite welcome for the Leopards. Scoreline has changed at the National Stadium.
Well, Vincent Oboro, the second half substitute, plus Aziz Okaka, also the second half substitute, make a big impact on that Leopard side, and now it's 2-1.
Well, I tell you, these are some of the players that they should have brought in much earlier in the game. Other than use them sparingly, they should have started with them. I think anybody who was taking the game seriously would have brought in their A-team. The mistake was made by Gor Mahia as well. They can cite fatigue, they can cite the long trip all the way from Cameroon in Douala in Cameroon, but they still should have started with the big guns. Simba have started with the big guns, and it is paying off for them. I think they only rested the big guns when they knew now they have a lead here. The Leopards are bringing in their guns in the second half. It's changed somewhat the way the game is going to be played now. Simba with 9 fouls committed, the Leopards have 10. The scoreline is what really matters at this moment. 2-1, still in favor of the Simba Sports Club side. And Simba will then realize that they should have taken their chances when they had them and done something with them at that time. Sometimes it's too late to start thinking about what you should have done with them.
Well, look at the organization. Simba is trying to look for penetration.
It's played on the left side then. And yes, Rashid Juma.
Kaka will get a yellow card.
Yeah, Rashid Juma will get the advantage of the foul here. But Okaka was just coming to play, he's already yellow carded. This is called taking one for the team. He knew that Rashid Juma will overrun the defense, and then he knew that it's going to be trouble. So the center referee, Mr. Nkakananga Godfrey of Malawi, says this is a punishable offense. Jonas Adila will be organizing his men in defense. He knows just how dangerous the set pieces can be. And with the multiple Tanzanian champions, Simba being the ones who are taking from the set piece situation, you can always expect it to be explosive. Emmanuel Lokwi seems to be the only one who's going to be given the responsibility of taking it. Aruna Nyonzima close to him. You don't know what he's doing to probably distract the goalkeeper. Yeah, that's exactly the way they were going to do it. Close to each other to try and make sure that they get the advantage. Goes out for a throw-in from the touch by Vincent Oboro. So this pushes them back a bit, Jacob. They have to reorganize it from the midfield.
Well, it's true, and Leopards still are playing very much behind. Look at that breakthrough from the flanks again by Simba.
Well, just amazing that nobody took cognizance of the fact that there was an overlapping defender on that side. But Simba again not taking that chance. Can the Leopards equally mount a counter-attack? This is Jeffrey Odenya. Now veering off well, but sends a very deep one directly into the hands of Aish Manula. Good ball work by the Simba midfielder. And again, Rashid Juma managing to permeate here. Maingi forced to rush to counter it. The Leopards must remember that there's many Kagere in this game, and he's got speed. If you're giving a back pass to the goalkeeper, you've got to know exactly where it's going to go to. Zamiru Hassan is going to come into play. And he will take the place of Emmanuel Okwi. He's become wasteful, I think.
He's also tired. He's worked very hard in this game and scored the first goal. Gave an assist on the second goal.
Yes, and when you get tired, you become wasteful. You start now not getting the quality ones. This one he did well into controlling and getting past the defenders, pumping it, took a deflection and into the net for the first goal in the 14th minute of the game. The scoreline is still 2-1 in favor of the Lions and Simba Sports Club. Clotas Chama having scored the second one in the 40th minute. It's going to be a free kick for Simba. Taking a very short one, just close to themselves. James Cote silently doing his business in the field of play for Simba. Another big run for Simba. It's Medi Kagere. Manages to get a shot in. And it's deflected off for a corner by the goalkeeper. But it doesn't matter from what angle. Medi Kagere doesn't recognize the acute angles as well. And from the goalkeeper's position, Jacob, you know that a hard shot deflecting off the goalkeeper like that can easily go into the left side of the goalkeeper and into the net.
You're right, Bernard, and Medi Kagere has scored from such angles previously when he used to play for Goma, of course.
Very good switch onto the left side. Out of the field of play. For sure it's going to be a corner. It is a corner. There's no complaining about it, Aziz Okaka. Controlled the ball off the field of play. Should have just cleared it for a throw-in, but I think he was also trying to salvage the throw-in. But he was under pressure from this man, Lamin Moro. Made sure that it cornered in there. Here it is, the whole ball, plus the relatives, are out of the field of play. No doubt about it. A corner for Simba Sports Club. They've forced in 4 of them. The Leopards have only had 2 again, and nicely curved. But no one touches it. It goes off the field of play. It's going to be a goal kick. Playing the 69th minute of the game. Still a good 21 and a half left in this game, in which anything could happen. The Simba Sports side could have just as equal a chance to increase the goal tally as the Leopards have a chance to level the scores. Rashid Juma throws it in. Often a very big tussle to try and get away from here. And Rashid Juma was also being marked by Kamura. It's a good delivery up at the front. Jaffrey chasing for it. Odenye doesn't get to it. But Ozizo Kaka, I can tell you that he's making at least it's making things work together with Oburu as well. They are changing a little bit of how it's being played, especially on the right flank, Jacob.
Well, there's a kind of urgency on the Leopards side after that one goal, and there is another self-belief also from the 2 players that have come in that they can still get this game back by the way they are playing, but they need to make sure that they are able also to deal with Simba's flank attack.
Another one is going to be coming, and Rashid Juma has been involved in literally all of them. This is offside. Took off just a little bit too early. And I think it's where he came from. Clotas Chama, the scorer of the second goal, has been adjudged to be offside. There it is again. Oh, well, no. Oh, no. Not offside at all. You got to look at where the ball is taken from. From where the ball is played, it's not offside. you and I have got a chance to see it twice. The referee and the assistant see it only once. Maybe in a couple of years to come, they'll be relying on the video assistant referee to tell them exactly what happened. And if that is going to be allowed, there's been various arguments about it, that it's going to, you know, dilute then the powers of the referee on the field. Because if people can appeal for a video assistant referee, then it wouldn't matter what the referee says. But then again, some instances would very easily call for the use of that kind of video technology. The Leopards have a chance now. They've got 4-on-4 situation and a little bit of self-belief as well, coming from the right side. Aziz Okaka certainly is making the defenders work harder now. And Rashid Juma is up to the task for Simba. Well, again, that stopper has resulted into a loss. Simba come out more confidently, picking up the loose ball. Medi Kagere with a little back heel. Oduro pushes it further out. Again, the goalkeeper becomes the last man in this instance to save the Leopards.
I think Hassan Dilunga did not believe in himself.
Well, the goalkeeper certainly brought himself out. Medi Kagere, he knows that he's got speed. Look at the confusion between the two players. Medi Kagere was simply passing that ball forward to Hassan Dilunga, but Dilunga is running in the opposite direction. How do you explain the goalkeeper coming in to be the last man? Look at it again. Here is this is the earlier move that was started by the goalkeeper, and he's done it again just recently, coming in between two strikers to pick up a loose ball. Surely Jara Zadira is being overworked, Jacob.
Well, he has read the situation well. He knows what is the weakness of his side, and that is why he's playing in that line. But also it's very risky because he's playing way off his goal line, and if Simba could look up, then a player could score from very far.
Well, Manula can file a complaint of not having any work to do in this second half, you know. And he might receive a very fair hearing. His defenders are doing a very good job of keeping the Kenyan forwards away. It's just after the inclusion of Aziz Okaka that some work is coming for Manula. Okaka managing to go past his marker, lifts it, and well, they were looking for someone to go for the final strike. Senda didn't get to it. It's a fast break now. Might just be thwarted by the fact that Juma didn't have confidence on the ball. Here are the Leopards again on the left side. Exciting times, but this is too long. It's just going to go out of the field of play. So the Leopards themselves as well getting a chance, but Kipiegon couldn't get to that too early. And for Simba, they couldn't start off so quickly as well. The humidity in Dar es Salaam would result into this kind of situation where the jersey is totally soaked.
And he's just a second half substitute. You can imagine a player who has started this game. The Leopards had a very good chance here to bring in a cross, but Oburu playing too big a ball in that one.
They're going to have to thank Aziz Okaka for all the onslaught that is coming now from the right side. Souza guilty of a foul that will be given to Simba FC. Referee says we'll calm down and start it from the right place. We got about 15.5 minutes of play remaining in this game. Back out to the right side, but then very quickly dispossessed, and there's space on that left side for the Leopards. They try to go through the middle while they had the numbers on the left side. Seda, who's a midfielder, I think tried to power it up from the midfield.
Well, Seda's intention was very good. You could see he wanted to just split the defense with one pass.
It didn't work, and now we're going to have to make another substitution. It's Dennis Shikai. Now Shikai also plays more of a flanker. He's a roving defender. And with Geoffrey Odenyi then being the one substituted, it simply means that they would expect that the two defenders will now be roving on the sides to try and bring the crosses from the sides. So there's Shikai substituting Geoffrey Odenyi in the 75th minute of the game. Leopards trying to come back into this game. They're worrying the fans a bit here at the stadium in Dar es Salaam. That's why there's a little bit of an eerie silence as well, Jacob.
Yes, Waivo N'Suza doesn't have the speed. He just knew that he wouldn't get that one. But Sikai should have made use of his pace to just move forward. Yeah, you're right, Bernard. There is a little bit of silence. Simba fans don't know what to expect in the last 14 minutes of this game, because after that Leopards one goal, things look like it's not yet over here. Simba making another substitution.
They're benching Dilunga, and in his place they're bringing in Mohamed Ibrahim. A lot of players by now, of course, are feeling the fatigue as well. Plus, it's a knockout stage of the competition. This is the most exhilarating stage of it all. Nothing changes as well. As you go into the semi-finals, you lose, you go home. But you can at least play the third place. So every team that moves from the quarterfinal place is assured of at least playing again in the semis and in the finals, and also in the third and fourth place playoff. Now managing to get some possession. This is a foul from behind by it's certainly a very hard tackle from behind going to Vincent Oburu by this man Zamiru, jersey number 19. Some space on the right side. Ibrahim was going to go to. He's using the pace on the right flank. Referee says start it again. Don't be in a rush, I'm in control here.
Yellow card to who?
It's just a yellow card to the defense here. The referee then organizing himself to start off this one.
Vincent Oboro, who has been yellow carded.
You say he took one for the team as well?
Yeah.
As they started off on the right side of attack, the goalkeeper has come off his line. I think it had already rolled off the field of play. It's going to be a goal kick. Chama is claiming that that was going to be his ball there. That it should have been given out as a corner for Simba. They got to the finals in 2018, Simba. Eliminated by Gor Mahia, 2-0. They really would want to have it at this time. With a good run they're having as well in the league, they think that it should be theirs for the taking. And with the defending champions Gor Mahia out of the championships, you would say it's wide open at the moment if Simba make it to the semi-finals as well, Jacob.
Yes, it is. And from yesterday's game, from today's games, it looks like Kenyan side are favorites, although Mbao has sent a shockwave also to this tournament by eliminating the defending champions. Now, if Simba make it again to the semis, then it will be very, very open. Two teams from Tanzania in semi, two from Kenya. It could go either way.
It would go either way. Regardless of who makes it from here. Ball sent off the field of play because there is Rashid Juma who's down on the ground. He stayed there for a little while. Yeah, this is the one place where there can be no injuries. They play.
Well, there could be a muscle pull,
No, they dance until injury time, Jacob. That's not allowed on that side of the game. You've got to put your best foot forward, and they are doing it for the club. They want the drumbeat to be hard there. This is Okwi Emmanuel. He turned, took a shot, albeit in a more difficult situation, but it still took a deflection into the net for the first goal for Simba in the 14th minute. And then this one was a very good run. Clotas Chama gets to the end of a very easy tap by Emmanuel Okwi and puts it in the net. And then for the Leopards, which came quite unexpectedly after the inclusion of Aziz Okaka into the game, a first touch, then another little deflection, and Vincent Oburu scores for the Leopards in the second minute. The scoreline at the moment, Simba 2 on the Leopards 1. So another substitution has been made here. Clark Ochuka has come into play. Kamura will send it off the field of play. Say that the coach looks worried, but I do think that inside there's a lot of worries that he's got on his mind. Well, Kakuchuka getting the better of, replacing Eugene Kangula on the FC Leopard side. Run from the midfield by Vincent Oburu, but it doesn't go too far. The ball ends up in the midfield again, picked up by Simba, who I think are working smart at the moment. Not working hard, but working smart. Medica getting caught in the offside trap. Well, he's not the only one. There were two of them who left before the ball had been taken. There it is. Marginally for Medica Gere. Very marginal. Still an offside though. This is Dennis Shikai, one of the very hard-working defenders, now turning into a winger. Isuza's delivery is wanting, and Shikai seems to be saying, look, I'm so far out, I can't even run back to my position. It had better be accurate if it's a pass. Again, just lumping it forward. Simba come out with it again, sending it forward. Zana Koulibaly was there, again offside. So they've got to measure the run, Jacob. They don't just, they shouldn't just take the run for what it is.
Well, they should, and one of the things I think that Leopards have just decided to either look for an equalizer or consider third goal. They've thrown everything into attack.
Here is Medica Gere. Well, the referee lets that one go. I think he decides that there was no intention to handle the ball there. The fans would have thought that it is handball. Just for the forward, with Yusuf Mainge sending it forward. Aziz Okaka has come into the fray, and his pass rolls past the goalkeeper.
Well, Aziz
it
Okaka
rolls just past the goal area, I meant to say.
Yes, he's brought a lot of punch in that Leopards attack since he came in. And we are seeing a lot of changes in terms of attack for FC Leopards. They were blunt before they made the two substitutions here.
Well, they're trying to make it work for themselves with very little time remaining now. And they have a corner to work with. Yeah, being a little bit cautious not to throw everybody up on the front. They've left at least 3 of them behind. But look at the number of white shirts in the box as it curves on the outside. The fear would be that they would be caught on the counter-attack. So then Yusuf Mainge tries to send it in. This is Rashid Juma. Forward to Clotas Chama. And then Kagere. Well, Kagere knows he's been playing with these guys before. There's absolutely no flag yet. It just rolls off the field of play. And there's going to be another substitution on the other side. But look at Kakere. Only the better of Isaac Kipiegon. Another substitution has been made by the Leopards. Moses Boro has come into play in place of Isaac Kipiegon.
It's a good touch on the left foot, sending it onto the flanks, trying to get the flank to work. The only flank that has given them some good results. The goal came from the right side as well. Yusuf Maingi has been running on that side. Kamura to Onduro. They're playing a very high line, Leopards, in the anticipation that the ball will come to them forward. The referee says no foul there. Leopards would feel that they should have been awarded something, but they get back onto possession now. Onduro for Leopards, the Ghanaian on the Leopard side. The East African leagues have obviously attracted a lot of African nationals to the team. To the teams, I should be saying, both in Kenya and Tanzania. Oinge managing to cut through the defense. Shikai now. Isuza. He should also just watch out on where he's going to lump the balls to. Otherwise, they're playing it better every time they're getting it from one player to the other. This one's out on the left side. The cross then. Cross coming from Moses Buru, brought in the cross. Shikai couldn't get to it. A foul has been called in on Lamin Moro.
I'm just wondering why Leopards were not playing like this in the first half. They brought in changes. You can see a very different FC Leopards from the one that was playing in the first half.
I think I said it earlier, Jacob, that the coaches decided to start with the lesser guns, and now they're bringing out the bigger guns. Sometimes a little bit too late as well, because it's 2-1 at the moment. Leopards are chasing the game. But they should have started by bringing out everybody and making sure at least you qualify to the next round. It doesn't work when you just decide that you're leaving them on the ground to see that you're going to use them later.
Where you don't know if you're going to reach that later. that sometimes some gambles don't pay, right?
Very true. This was a foul by Aruna Nyonzima, who was donning the captain's armband, of course, after Ogwi was substituted. It's going to be taken by James Kotei. Out on the left side. The hard work has also come from Rashid Juma. Nyonzima. Deep into the midfield. Just about 1.5 minutes remaining in regular time, and then we'll probably play for the added time, which would probably be 3 or 4 because of the substitutions that we have done. And I hasten to remind you as well that in this tournament, I think the substitutions allowed are 5, not the usual 3. So most teams are making do with 3 of them and 4 of them. The crowd not happy about something, Jacob.
Well, they thought that should have been a foul.
Are often thinking differently from the referee for the better part of the game. Like that one as well. The fans feeling there is absolutely no foul there. Medikagere equally feeling the same, but Onduro feeling that he was aggrieved. This one goes over the bar. It's going to be a goal kick.
Smaingi. Well, it's this one that the fans were calling for a foul.
Onduro would most likely get himself in trouble for something like that. And again, it's one of those things you needed to do. 2 minutes of added time in this one. As we play the 90th minute, what do you make of it, Jacob?
Well, I think Leopards have kicked themselves in the foot if they don't win this game, because I thought they should have brought the players that they brought in the second half, should have started the game for sure. They started with a different lineup, but the men that they put in the second half have really brought a lot of punch on the side. For Simba, they put their best men forward. They have managed to score at least 2 goals, and barring any calamity now, it's only 1 minute. If AFC Leopards can score at least an equalizer, then we're going to penalties, just like the first game ended in penalties.
Well, AFC Leopards are the 2017 losing finalists. Simba 2018 losing finalists. This would have very easily passed as a contest between two sides and in trying to determine who should be the final. I tell you, Oduro will exert himself a little bit too much here with a bigger risk of getting himself carded in the very last moments of this game. Here is the Simba side advancing with the goalkeeper coming from down to punch it away and denying Mohamed Ibrahim a chance to change things here. Ibrahim racing past the defenders, but then doesn't have the composure in front of goal in what would have changed the scoreline totally.
Oh, that should be a
very
red
unnecessary
card.
foul here. Very,
That
very
is
unnecessary red
dangerous
card,
play.
foul. With the fatigue here, there's a lot that is bound to happen. Oduro had already gone down. This is Mohamed Ibrahim, raced in front of everybody else, but the composure just in front of the goalkeeper. Although he had somebody running behind, Clotas Sharma trying to help him, but Seda intercepts it. Seda himself at risk of almost causing a penalty here, Jacob. It's just that the last touch again comes from the striker. But this surely is
that should have passed for a red card.
red card kind of tackle from Zamiru Hassan. I think he will get a yellow card for it. Zamiru is going. He's not going to be playing in the semi-final if they qualify. The red card has been put up.
No, it is not red card. The referee has rescinded his decision because it was the first yellow. I think the referee thought that was the second yellow on him. So Clotas Sharma.
Sharma gets a yellow card, but he's not the one who went into that tackle. It's Zamiru who went into that tackle.
Then
So
the referee must have confused that.
now it's even more confusing now that the red card was also up. We don't know exactly for what reason. This is Oburu, rather the goalkeeper, Adira playing as the last man here. And that's the final whistle. Simba put behind the memories of losing in 2018 and getting to the semi-finals. They were playing the other losing finalists in the inaugural edition in 2017, AFC Leopards. And so they've cancelled each other out, and Simba will advance to the semi-finals. Two clubs then from Tanzania that make it into the semi-finals, and Simba is one of them. The other one is Mbao. But what a nerve-wracking game here at the National Stadium in Dar es Salaam. AFC lost to Singida on post-match penalties in last year's edition of the tournament. In 2017, they beat Singida in the quarters and Yanga in the semis. But today is the day of the Simba side. Incidentally, Medika Ere, who was here playing for Simba, was one of the scorers of Gor Mahia in 2018 finals. But this is the story in terms of statistics: 52% belonging to the Leopards, especially in the second half. They had the possession, 48% for Simba. The shots were equal at 8-8, but on goal, on target, 7 for Simba and 5 for the Leopards. Well then, we have Ali Hassan Kauleni on the touchline. He'll tell us more about this game so far.
Asante sana. Thank you very much Jacob Gostinle and Bernard Otieno, English commentary. Na Kiswahili nilikuwa na mwenzangu Enoch, nimemwacha katika dungu la utangazaji. Imekuwa ni siku ya Watanzania, tunaweza tukazungumzia mashindano haya ya SportPesa Cup mwaka 2019, maana jana ilikuwa siku ya Wakenya, maana timu mbili kutoka hapa Bongo zimefuzu kuingia nusu final ya mashindano haya. Simba akitoa kucha zake na kumparula vibaya sana AFC Leopards, amekuja kutahamaki na kunyanyuka baadaye, lakini kibarua kilikuwa kishaingia mchanga. Unaona mashabiki hapa wamefurahi ajabu, shamra na mahanjam. Haya ni mashamsham ya kuingia nusu fainali. Wao walifika fainali mwaka jana wakati wa Dole Pwani magoli 2 na Gor Mahia. Kwa hiyo leo ni siku yao, jiji hili la Dar watafurahi kuimba na kushangilia. Na ujuavyo, kila baada ya mechi huwa tunaye mchezaji bora wa mchuano, na sasa hivi kama ambavyo ilivyokuwa mechi ya kwanza, pia kutoka hapa Bongo tunaye mchezaji ambaye ametapa. Hawali yote, hongera, na unaizungumziaje mechi bwana? Briefly, what do you tell us about the match?
Well, the match was very tough for us. We thank God we planned for this game and we managed to score 2 goals, and it has helped us to go to the next stage.
When Leopards got that 1 goal, I saw some panic in your team. Some of the players did panic a bit.
Yeah, we panicked a bit, but that's very normal. You know, when we are scored and we think maybe they will come again, but thank God we managed to organize ourselves and we did best to keep our goals, and it has seen us through.
Last year you reached finals, you lost to Gor Mahia. This time round, I'm told the trophy is remaining here in Dar es Salaam.
Yeah, that's our wish, that's our utmost wish, and it's one of the objectives for the trophy to remain here in Dar es Salaam.
You are the man of the match, and you'll receive a check worth $500.
Thank you so much.
Let's have it, and this is the check, $500. You are the man of the match, chosen by the technical committee of the Tanzanian Football Federation. What do you make of the win?
It's a very good win. Thinking coming from bad loss that we had in the CAF Champions League, this is a step, and we look forward to continuing in this tournament up to the finals.
All the best, brother.
Thank you so much.
Kwa hiyo ndiye mchezaji ambaye ametamba leo hii, anachukua dola zake 500 kwa kuwa mchezaji bora wa mchezo huu wa leo, na kwa hakika wanastahili, maana wamecheza. Huyo ni Chama, kumbuka alifunga bao la pili, anatokea kule Zambia, ni ukanda huu wa Afrika Mashariki, maana alifunga bao la pili. Mashabiki wa Simba wananiambia si Chama tena, amekuwa vyama haswa kutokana na bao lake la pili, pasi aliyotiliwa na Okwin. Alikuwa na nafasi 2-3 za kufunga mabao mengine, lakini mwisho wa siku anasema imepoza yale makovu ya kufungwa 5 walipocheza nchini Jamhuri ya Kongo. Sasa hivi naye mkufunzi wa timu ya Simba. Coach, congratulations and what a match.
Yes, thank you. You know, it's important to give also some pleasure to the fans when we play this kind of tournament. I think we did well during 60 minutes, and after we concede a stupid goal. And this stupid goal after make us coming a little bit down, but we had a lot of opportunity and last balls that we didn't exploit very well, so we need to focus and to work like that.
A good day for Tanzanian clubs after yesterday 2 of the teams were eliminated from the tournament.
Yes, but you know, it's not Kenya against Tanzania. It's clubs from Kenya against clubs from Tanzania. So now we will face another Kenyan teams, and Ambao will face as well a Kenyan team. So it will be, I think, 2 games, 2 interesting game. Now we have only 1 day to rest. I have 22 players, so all the players will play, and it's a good preparation for our game in Al Ahly next week.
Talking of players, I saw Okwi limping off the pitch. How is the injury?
No, you know, we played 4 days ago a very high intensive game in Congo. So I wanted to make a rotation between my players. So Emma played 60 minutes. It's, I think, a little bit tired, but now we will have to recover. Maybe we'll not begin the game after tomorrow. We will see. But most important, we are in semi-final. We will try our best to go in the final. But my thinking, it's about the next week.
Congratulations, coach. He's thinking about semi-finals on Friday. Tunaizungumzia timu ya Simba itacheza dhidi ya Bandari kutoka Kenya, na usisahau Bernard Mwalala akichezea Yanga dhidi ya hiyo Simba papa hapa. Sasa hivi naye mkufunzi kutoka Kenya, nazungumzia Marco, ni mkufunzi wa timu ya AFC Leopards. Coach, too late. AFC Leopards came into the match when the game was over, coach.
Yeah, we got a chance, I will say once again, to compare ourselves with opponent who play Champions League in this moment, group stage. But I'm very proud and I'm satisfied with today's play. We conceded early goal because our central back got injured and coming late on his position, we conceded the goal immediately in second half. Of course, we are trying to attack them with 10 players, but that's the football, you know.
That's football, coach. All the best in the remaining matches in the SportPesa League in Kenya.
Thank you very much. We will be focused on that.
We'll be focusing on the league. Huyo ni Marco. Na mtazamaji, tumeanza jana, leo ni siku ya pili, tumemaliza mechi za robo finali. Kwa hiyo tunasubiri nusu finali siku ya Ijumaa. Kesho yatakuwa mapumziko, manake timu mbili kutoka Kenya kwa maana ya Bandari na vile vile Kariobangi Sharks kwenye nusu finali dhidi ya mbili kutoka hapa Tanzania, naizungumzia Simba na vile vile vigogo wenyewe ambao wamemtimua bingwa mtetezi Gor Mahia. Kutoka uwanja huu wa Taifa jijini Dar es Salaam, Ali Kauleni Hassan, sina cha ziada ila wacha jiji la Dar es Salaam lishike moto. Kwaheri.
Champions